Excellency Thérèse Wagner, you are a foreign minister from the DRC, the foreign minister from the DRC. I want to thank you for the time that you've given us tonight to have this conversation, knowing what you've been having so many meetings here in DC, in New York. So we want to thank you to start with that first.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, I want to confirm that Goma is under foreign occupation by the Rwandan Defense Forces, the official army of Rwanda, our neighbor. Indeed, we have seen after days of intense fighting a presence of the M23 and the RDF that have now gained a large control over a majority of the city of Goma. When it comes to the death toll, because the situation has been so volatile, but also because the M23 and the Rwandan army have an interest not to depict and to allow the world to see the brutality of their attack, it is still very difficult to have a firm estimate of the number of deaths that have resulted in these days of an onslaught. We need to differentiate also in the fact that there were a lot of deaths linked to the fighting, but also many deaths linked to the fact that Rwanda very purposefully sabotaged key infrastructure in the DRC.
Your government has repeatedly accused Rwanda in supporting the M23, with President Kagame denying, he denies any involvement at all. What concrete evidence, should we say, do you have, to support your claims?
The first one, our very own countrymen and countrywomen who are living under occupation of the Rwandan Defense Forces. They tell us that they are surrounded by Rwandans. That is the first one. The second one, think about, again, the last meeting of the United Nations Security Council, when most members of the Council denounced the presence of Rwandan forces. The declarations of the United Nations Security Council members, of individual countries, as well as of the EU, calling out on Rwanda to withdraw its troops. Thirdly, we have the United Nations Group of Experts report that spoke in December of at least 4,000 troops of the Rwandan Defense Forces present on DRC soil. So we find again that Rwanda is isolated in this narrative, denying its presence. But the world sees that Rwanda has been lying throughout. The world sees Rwanda for its duplicity, and it will hold Rwanda accountable.